we are live with the Lionheart Crusade. Where else but twitch.tv/CollisionSmash. Special thanks to Lyric for putting this all together. You can definitely watch the main channel over there. Glentendo playing Cloud, as he is one to do. Taking on a Piranha Plant. Pepis, of course. You know, I mean, for all the stuff that we hear Glentendo talk, you know, it's good to see him finally like start to maybe back things up if he can get back to stage, which he eventually does.
I'm just happy he's finally playing good characters. Spent too long. Okay, that was funny. He spent too long playing these mid links in Smash 3. He decided, nah, I'm good on that. I'm just gonna pick up the solid straight out of the fucking get-go in Ultimate. And it's working out for him pretty well so far. Nice to little percent lead, but he's off stage now, and this is where playing is really good actually. Catching landings, trying to the ledge. Basically, Plant is one of those characters in Ultimate. There's like 80 of them because they all do this for some reason. Once they hit you, the character goes up like a couple tiers. And
no, absolutely,
you'll see that a lot with Plant.
Works really well in Advantage, and we kind of saw the roadmap to how to make this character work through people like Brood, obviously, over in Japan, as Glentendo claims the first stock of this best of 3 clip.
Yeah, but he's got to put on some extra damage now because Plant can definitely steal that stock with a lot of powerful moves. Got the back air, got the up smash, the truly off-stage the murder Cloud's recovery. So Glenn's gonna have to play very safe here if he wants to put on some extra damage.
But that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, he's kind of like slipping around right now, trying to find an up smash on the shield or a spike ball, something to hit. But Glenn is playing real too evasive right now.
Then again, that's all that Glenn really needs to do. No real need to overexert yourself. You're playing one of the heavier characters in the game. People often forget that. That ceramic pot adds a lot of weight there, Dom. And you're also talking about, you know, once you get hit, you're pretty much useless, especially in the air, especially against Cloud, who can bat you around like a piñata. You're going to have a bit of a hard time. And Pepis, I'm seeing a lot of swinging and missing, man, because he's going for these grabs, he's going for these dash attacks and just not hitting much of anything. Jab at the ledge is not going to kill, despite, even though, fun fact, Piranha Plant's code was originally sourced around Bowser Jr., does not have the same things around his jab. Unfortunately for Pepis, because he is still not taking the shot.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of swinging, but he kind of has to do that in this situation. The big moves that Piranha Plant has that kill don't come too easily at all. The only things you really get easily are like jab or short hop aerials that are slow or fast on startup, but like not really kill moves per se. 174 here, and Glentendo got his limit back. Yep, in full he's gonna go for this off cross slash. It misses up the edge guard, so Pepis is gonna get back on stage for free. But when you're up 2 whole stocks or 1 whole stock now, you can make mistakes like that.
Yeah, it's not really looking too good for the comeback, especially after you get hit. And you know, you can only fall for the spiky ball so many times, right? Like eventually you have to collect the damage, but he doesn't do that. That's a JV3 for Glentendo, who goes up 1-0.
Solid game 1.
And honestly, that's even our producer is slightly incredulous at that. But hey, Glentendo, that's about the way that you want to play. You realize that you have an advantage. Kevorkian is still stuttering. Oh, yeah. That's it. No, we got you, man. No,
I thought you were actually floored by that Glentendo W. Come on.
It's
Kevorkian. Just a little bit of respect, please.
Exactly, Kevorkian trying to put it on production problems. Believe me, we have plenty of those throughout streams. So you know, don't worry, there'll be ample opportunity for you to point the finger at those. But frankly, Dom, you and I are just kind of taken aback at how thoroughly Glentendo handled his competition here in this game 1.
I'm not sure how the matchup between these two characters goes because I haven't really done like the whole research, and especially with Plant being such a rare. Still, people finding things out about this character kind of deal. I don't really know how he combats Cloud, but from what I saw, it looks like he has to hold down the advantage. He has to keep center stage at all times, or it's just going to be a rough day for this little Plant.
Yeah, you're. Well, I mean, this is a game in general that's more reliant on winning neutral than the prior. Let's say the prior reincarnation of Smash. And
for sure.
if you're not able to do that with Plant, which does not have the tools with which to do it, generally speaking, like you have things that can pile on damage. You do really well in advantage. The question is, how do you win that? And with Cloud, especially when you have that gigantic Buster Sword of a disjoint, you're almost relying on your opponent to make those mistakes, because you do have, especially if your opponent times out the limit gauge just in time, which, you know, it adds weight to you. Not as much as the prior incarnation, if my memory serves me correctly, but back air is going to put you off stage, and that's the thing. I mean, you try to take advantage of your opponent that's trying to make it back to the stage, and you miss. All of a sudden, next thing you know, you're getting back aired, and you're the one at disadvantage, and your character's bottom 5 now.
Or now Glentendo up a stock, taunting to bait in the roll, and the punish with the blade thing. He's just doing whatever he wants now. Yeah, we've gotten to this point where we know your habits. My character's better than yours. Like, it's round 1. Like, I'm just gonna hurry up and win this second. I can move on.
Seems to be the case. Glentendo has more than round 1 in his sights, and he reads the get up and into the forward smash. Pepis goes. Glentendo sitting at a healthy looking 88%, all things considered.
Oh yeah, I can't even remember the last time he's gotten hit, honestly. I can't even recall where he got the 88 from. He's just hitting moves at every single part of the stage. He's getting back whenever he wants. You're gonna have to take that out time, though.
Wow.
One of the stronger ones in the game, but you're gonna have to hit a lot more if you're gonna get back into this and get to the 3.
Exactly. Glentendo has all the time in the world, really, because he knows that Piranha Plant isn't gonna want to DI in, especially not on Cloud, because he can kind of vibe check you at any point that he wishes. So Glentendo has limit.
Probably gonna use this on a Prime Hazard. Actually, no. Good grab right there. I definitely would have expected Glenn to hold shield there, so he just pop the easy Prime Hazard. Oh, just do the finishing touch. Oh, that's fine. That's cool.
The finishing touch is applied, and Glentendo, a masterful game number 1, puts his signature on that with his trusty sword, and that's going to be Glentendo going on to the next round by a score of 2-0. Pepis never really could find his groove in that match, unfortunately.